Hello guys, you are welcome to this YouTube channel again. This is Zion Tutor, where we make mathematics, physics, physics, further mathematics topic or question in that area look more simpler for our students, for them to be able to comprehend it and have the ability to retain that concept of that topic or that question in their mind. Please, if you are new to this channel, please click the subscribe button and help us to share this video to any secondary school student that you find out there. This channel will help them having the best understanding of their mathematics, physics. Also, we are also doing a Cambridge O-level and A-level mathematics and physics. And at the end of this video, please, if you have any question or any topic you want us to help you to treat or to explain it better, at the comment section there is a WhatsApp number there that you can send your questions or the topic to, or just drop it at the comment section there and we will do it and relate back to you, or we do a video regarding the topic. And if it's a question that you send to us on WhatsApp, we solve it and send it back to you. Please don't forget to subscribe, share and like. Thank you. But today we are treating a topic that is purely WAEC topic. It's purely WAEC topic and it's under trigonometry. And under that trigonometry, we want to just look at angle of elevation. Under our trigonometry, there is something we call Pythagoras theorem that we are going to look at today. And today also we want to look at angle of elevation. So through this question, we're able to explain the concept behind angle of elevation, that when we see any angle of elevation question, the way we go about it. Now let's look at this question together so that before I explain the concept. Now the question is saying that a tower and a building stands on the same level. Now we have two things now, a tower and a building. They stand on the same level. That means they are on the same horizontal plane, the ground floor. And from a point P at the bottom of the building. Now they are talking about two things here, a tower, a building. Let me just say, when you say a tower and a building, now this is the same ground floor. They are on the same ground floor like this. Let me say these are a tower and these are a building. They are on the same ground floor. They now told that point P at the bottom of the building, that means at this is the bottom of our building. The angle of elevation of the top T of the tower, this is our tower, this is the top, you can say T of the tower is 65 degrees. That means the angle of elevation from this point to this point is 65 degrees. That means just draw it down and say that's 65 degrees. I say from the top Q of the building, that means the top Q here, because this is our building, this is our tower of the building, the angle of elevation from this same top T, that means we can have a common base here. Now from this top T to Q also, we have, I'm just doing a rough sketch, I'm still going to draw it properly, an angle of elevation that is what, 25 degrees here. So now say if the building is 20 meters high, that means the height of this building is 20 meters high. That same height is equivalent to this side, which is 20 meters. And now say to calculate the PT, that means this distance PT, and also the height of the tower. That's what we are asked to do. But before we proceed, angles of elevation. Now if you have an observer, the highest level of the observer is this. So when an observer observes something, that means when the person looks up, that means the angle it makes from its highest level is what we call, the angle here is what we call our angle of elevation. And when the observer looks down, so the angle he makes with his highest level is what we call angle of depression. So basically what we are talking about angle of elevation is when the observer looks up to a certain thing, and when it looks up we say angle of elevation, and when it looks down we say it is angle of depression. Now going to the question. Now explaining the question, we are given that a tower and a building, let's say this is our tower and let's say this is our building, they are on the same level. They are on the same level. This is point P, this is point T of the tower, and the angle of elevation from point T to P of the building, this is our tower and this is our building. So the angle of elevation at this point T is 65 degrees. So the top of our building, which is point Q, the angle of elevation from Q to T also, that's 25 degrees. And we are given that the height of the building is 20 meters. That means the height here, PQ, is also the same thing as 20 meters here. You can label this one as M and this as N. Now we are looking for, they say we should find PT, and the second question is saying we should find the height of the tower. So we call TM, TN. Now in getting PT, that means if you consider the triangle, let's say TM here, let's say the height here, I represent it as H. So if I consider the triangle, you say in triangle TQM, TQM. Let's say this is D. You know the horizontal here is also the same thing as horizontal here. We say D. So we say opposite over, you know, this makes an angle 90. Don't forget that. This is opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent, that is tan. So that means our opposite, H over adjacent, D, is equals to tan 25. So that means if you see this, our D will be equals to H over tan 25. Let's keep that. Now in triangle TPN, we are still doing the same thing. TPN, opposite over adjacent, but the opposite here is the total height of the tower here, which is the same thing as H plus 20. So that means H plus 20 over D equals to tan 65. So that means my D here will be equals to H plus 20 over tan 65. You see from equation 1 and 2 it is DD, so we can equate it saying H over 20 tan 25 equals to H plus 20 over tan 65. So if you cross multiply tan 65, if we punch our calculator, our tan 65, that means H multiplied by tan 65. Tan 65 is 2.1445 H, which is, if you multiply tan 25 is 0.4663 in the bracket H plus 20. So if we expand this bracket and we collect the like times, at the end of the day we have what we call 1.6782H, which is equals to 9.3262. So if we divide both sides by 1.6782 over 1.6782, we found out that our H will be equals to 5.56 meter. So that means if our H is equals to 5.52, that means the total height of our tower, the height of the tower here will just be H plus 20, and that gives us So h plus 20 is 5.56 plus 20, and that's 25.56. So the total height of this tower is 25.56 meter, but we are still looking for our PT. But since we know the total height here, we can just come back to our SOHCAHTOA, that since we know the total height will be 25.6, and we know the angle here, which is 65, just come to in triangle TPN, we are looking for PT, which is our hypotenuse. That means opposite over hypotenuse. That means 25.56 over hypotenuse. What we are looking for, PT, equals to sine 65. So my PT will just be equals to 25.56 over sine 65. And if we punch our calculator there, that means our PT will be equals to 28.2 meter. So that means our PT is 28.2 meter, and the height of the tower is 25.56 meter. The second question we want to observe under angle of elevation is this. Now let's just look at the question. It says two observer P and Q 15 meter apart. Two observer P and Q, let me say 15 meter apart, observe a kite in the same vertical plane. That means they are in the same vertical plane from the same side of the kite. Let me say this is the kite. P and Q, the same side. That means they are on the same side, they will be on the same level like this. That means this is P and this is Q, and they are 15 meter apart. Say the angle of elevation of the kite, this is the top of the kite, from P is 35 degrees. That means from here to P we have 35 degrees, and that same from that point to Q is 45 degrees. That means from here to Q is 45 degrees. And now say we should get the height. Now in dealing with this kind of question, this is 45 degrees. You know, this form a right angle triangle here. That means we have two triangles, one larger one and the smaller one. Now in getting the height of this building, of that height rather, let's say this one is D. That means the distance from here to here. Let me label this one as M. That means QM equals to D meter. That means the whole PM will be 15 plus D. That means the whole of this length will be 15 plus D. Now, let's first consider this small triangle. Is it in triangle KQM? Opposite over adjacent. That's H over D. Don't forget this is D meter, be equals to tan 45. That means my H will be equals to, don't forget our tan 45 is 1. That means my H will be equals to D. Now, in triangle KPM, the big triangle now, the same thing, our opposite, which is H, over adjacent, which is the old length here, 15 plus D will be equals to tan 35. And from calculator, tan 35 is 0.7. That means H will be equals to 0.7 into bracket 15 plus D. This is equation 2. Now if you check this, since H equals to H, that means I can say my D is equals to 0.7 into bracket 15 plus D. Now that means D will be equals to 0.7 times 15, that will be 10.5 plus 0.7 D. If I collect like terms and I bring this to this side, that means I have 0.3 D, which is equals to 10.5. So if 0.3 D is equals to 10.5, that means my D will be 10.5 over 0.3. and that d will be equals to 35 meters. And don't forget, from our equation 1, you say h equals to d. That means the height of that kite is also equals to what? 35 meters. If you find this thing interesting, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And if you have any question regarding this topic, you can go to the comment section. You see a WhatsApp there, a WhatsApp number that you can forward your question or the topic you want us to treat for you. Thank you. Have a lovely day.